This is Gerardo Del Real with Resource Stock Digest. Joining me today is the CEO of Aben Resources, Mr. Jim Pettit. Jim, how are you today, sir?
I'm great. It's Friday.
It is Friday. Thanks for coming on. I know you had a heck of an interesting morning there. And, you know, with gold holding up at 1,400, I believe it's trading at 1,410 the last I checked.
Yeah.
You were able to do what the better companies always do, and I stand corrected. It's up to 1416, but you were able to do what the better companies always do. You raised cash, you went and got some very attractive properties, you brought them into the company, and now you're obviously able to take advantage of what I think is a new gold bull market. You just got done drilling at one property and started drilling seamlessly on the second. Can we talk about how things are going on that front, Jim?
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah, we just finished drilling on the Justin project, which is up in the Yukon, on the very southeast corner of the Yukon, basically. And that went flawlessly. We drilled some diamond drill holes, 4 or 5 of them. I think the 5th one had a little water damage. We hit artesianal water, but, you know, we got what we needed out of it. And then we did 17 rotary air blast holes, which is kind of like the next step from trenching. And they're not much deeper than 35 meters. And that was for a reason. I mean, that was what we call the Lost Ace Zone, which is a much older lithology.
Right. Rock
formation. Gave us surface gold, coarse gold. So we want to just tap into it and see what we're looking at. And, you know, I think that's going to come out very successful, give us some good indications. But then the diamond drill drilling we did was on the POW zone, which was an older. We had drilled that back in 2011 and 12. We've had it ever since. Back then, we had discovered through drilling it's an intrusion-related gold system, which quite often is lower grade potential for bulk tonnage.
Right.
And it's, you know, this intrusion exposed at surface as a skarn, and so we were drilling around the edge of the skarn, and this year I think confirmed what we were looking for, but what we were waiting for assays to really give us the idea if our theory means anything, because we did this thinking that the two systems are side by side. I'm sure the intrusion system, the POW zone, is it's younger, and it may have influenced the older system beside us, and we could have some overprinting, which means some remobilization of gold from the older system into the younger intrusion system.
Got it.
And that's, you know, it's called overprinting, and it would be nice to see if we're right about it. You know, either way, we end up with two systems rather, you know, even if they don't. But we would like to see if that's worked in this particular case, because they're side by side. And quite often, as you get away from an intrusion system, you do get fracturing in the country rock, and, you know, you could have that remobilization happening. And because the Lost Ace is called orogenic, it's very coarse gold, and it's much older. So, you know, we've got our fingers crossed. We should have assays coming in over the next couple of weeks.
Excellent.
Start of them, and I think the start of them should be next week. I'm hoping. I'm just hopeful about it.
Good. Well, definitely looking forward to that. That's exciting. And not to cut you off, Jim, but I definitely want to remind everybody that you have still over $5 million in the treasury, which leads me to Forest Kerr, of course, right? And the program there, which is following up that spectacular hit last time, which I believe was something like 39 grams per ton over 10 meters, 38.7 if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, that's we did a lot last year. We accomplished a heck of a lot, including raising the money during the drill program, which got us to this year, where we are this year, without having to raise more and dilute farther, which is really great position to be in. And then also bringing a guy like Eric Sprott as our, you know, he's now the biggest shareholder we have, because he did a big chunk of that.
Eric's been active. Yeah, he's been active.
Yeah,
I think he sees the writing on the wall as far as the market that's setting up.
Well, he's also now the biggest shareholder of Golden Predator, who is our neighbor in the Yukon.
Correct.
with the three aces. But going forward now, we're now drilling. Believe we're on our second hole in the Yukon. At the Golden Triangle, the Forest Kerr project, and that's going smoothly so far. It's good to know. No problems, and the weather's been good. We're looking to do a minimum of 5,000 meters drilling. If we have success along the way, like last year, we can extend that to 10,000 meters or whatever is required. The off season was really good for us because we managed to 3D model everything. The 45 holes that we now have in what we call the North Boundary Zone. It's given us a pretty good, it's a new picture, something we hadn't seen before. So we've got areas we're working on right now back in that North Boundary Zone, trying to find if we can link together that old Noranda hole,
which was 326 grams a ton for those that aren't familiar, right?
Yeah, well, it's only 250 meters to the south of the North Boundary Zone, where we really concentrated a lot of drilling last year. And if we can get some connectivity there, and then going north of the North Boundary Zone, we've got an area just to the north of us we're going to test too, and that doesn't take a whole lot of new pads. And then once we've finished there, we're going to head south. In the South Boundary Zone, we always thought we just kind of tagged the side of something. Mm-hmm. We were on the edge of it. And we're gonna go in there, and we've got that modeled, and we've got a geophysical program that we've completed a month or so ago, and we've got all that data now that we're looking at. It's given us some pictures of deep-seated structures.
Got it.
And they're in and around that area is very helpful. Plus, with the 3D we did down in the South Boundary Zone, I think we can spend a little time there with a couple of new pads and really hit it hard. But then we've also got a bigger field crew who are moving ahead of what we're the drill program, heading south. They're based on our geophysical survey. They're going in and redoing some of the geochem sampling to see if there's more there that we can glean out of it. So you have a coincidental geochemical target as well as a geophysical target. And that'll lead us further south in the boundary zone. And then at the end of the season, we hope to end up at that. If you go to our website, you can see this target we've always known is down there, but we've been so busy on the boundary zone. We would like to at least get the drill down there towards the end of the season and put some holes through that anomaly that we don't really understand what it is, but it's surrounded by really good geochem gold samples.
You also have approval for 45 more drill pad locations, right? I mean, you were somewhat limited in 2018.
Oh, yeah. No, we had 9. And they didn't issue any more last year because of, and we should have had those other 44 locations last year, but they withheld everything because of the fires that were going on up there. And this year, we're hoping it's wetter. It's nice to have rain every 3 or 4 days. Last year, I don't think we had more than 1 day of rain. So eventually, the fires, you get some dry clouds come through and then you get dry lightning strikes and they cause fires. And that was a problem last year. One of the main towns where a lot of our work crews are from, the local native community, they lost a third of the town.
Wow.
So this year, so far it's been wetter. We haven't lost any time yet because what happens when you get crummy weather is you lose helicopter time. You can't get in the air to get the crews in and out, and we can't move crews around, that sort of thing. We need helicopter time.
Good stuff.
So far,
Jim.
it's a good year. It looks like we're off to a really good start.
Good. So assays pending on Justin, drills turning at Forest Kerr. You're cashed up. You got a supportive gold price. It should be a fun second half of the year. I get the sense that you and I will be chatting here over the coming weeks as assays start trickling in. Is there anything else you want to add, Jim?
No, I think that's it. I think other than the fact we've got a really good, macro gold market, that really helps. That
Absolutely.
Starts to broaden our market base. Actually, our the fan base out there is really, really quite something.
It's a long time coming. I think we've all earned ourselves a new gold bull market, and I look forward to the good stuff that comes with that. Right? We took the hit and took the pain. I think it's better days ahead for sure.
It's nice to be right once every
7, 8, 9 years.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on, Jim. Let's chat in a couple of weeks. I'll follow up and we'll catch up then. Thanks again.
Thanks, Gerardo.
All right. Bye now.
Bye-bye.